see that with the population growing more and more obese to the point now they're willing to risk their lives by taking a pill just to lose weight. But it, some more recent examples I just want to illustrate for the ladies, right? Because especially, it's important for the women to make an informed choice about what it is that is desired, because everything kind of flows from there. And so here we are. Look, you'll see, if you haven't already, I'd be surprised, but you'll see more and more women with their hair falling out and their eyebrows falling out. Men too, and you see them, and the men don't really do this, but the women, they'll draw in their eyebrows, or their eyelashes will fall out or whatever, so they put on the fake eyelashes. The nails become more brittle and susceptible to breaking, so they get the fake nails. These are, if your nails are brittle and your hair is falling out and your eyebrows and your eyelashes are falling out, this is a sign of what's called an endocrine disorder. Endocrine, meaning your thyroid. Right around here. And the thyroid is under attack. The thyroid is the gland that is affected with the most, like with the weaponized frequencies, is what I'm saying. And so when your hair falls out, or for me, it got so bad I was in the States, and they had 5G for ages and stuff. I don't know what we had in Europe. I spent most of my time underground, so we didn't have any signal there at all. But and the rest of the time I spent living in a house made out of rock, so I was a little shielded from the frequencies up there. But it was definitely 5G. Yeah, it was. In 5G, what they call the microwave, the complete opposite of the frequency of this beauty here. Man, it felt like, because I hadn't been exposed so much over the course of 3G and 4G. Like I said, I spent most of my time underground. Anyway, in a bunker that was shielded from all forms of outside communication. So it was a real shock to me, literally. That's what it felt like. It felt like if you've ever stuck your finger accidentally in an outlet and got shocked, and you know how that shock, that connection of that electricity actually feels like it's pulling almost, so you have to pull hard away like that. It felt like I was touching an outlet, but I couldn't pull away from it. My friends in Ecuador were like, there's no 5G here, because the government didn't say they were going to put 5G in. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it was bad for me, and I just went whoosh, and they were like, you need to go see an endocrine specialist. And the endocrine specialist's, of course, her desk was covered in all the paraphernalia of the drug agencies, or the drug peddlers, and she suggested 3 options. She said, 1, I could, oh, bless her heart. one, she said you can take pills every day for the rest of your life. Yeah, to compensate for your thyroid not functioning. Her second option was to irradiate my thyroid. In other words, just kill it. Just shoot it directly with radiation. And then she said you'll still have to continue to take the pills to make up for what the thyroid was doing before synthetically. And then she said, but the third option, which is usually not so much an option, but it's an inevitable result of if you choose one of the first two options. She didn't say that out loud, but I happen to know that, is to surgically remove your thyroid. All right. And she said, and if you don't do that, you got probably 6 months or less. Okay. Copy that. Oh, what year was that? 2015, I reckon. Somewhere around 2015, 16, so like almost 10 years ago. Anyway, so it is in summary that I say, with reference to the bees and the medicine of the frequencies and this and that and the other, is that it is, if we want to see, an increase in public health, let's say, that we must focus on the environment, the terrain, because that is everything. The terrain theory is not a theory, it's a fact. The germ theory was a theory that was debunked. So, it's the environment, it's the terrain. And so the more choices we make to continue to bring more and more of these devices into our lives and more of this, like laptops, computers, tablets, Xboxes, televisions, well, it's just going to increase the level of these dissonant frequencies. So, like, if I have a disease that's caused by something, why would I want to just only focus on treating it unless I also simultaneously remove the source of what is causing it? No? Go for the root, not the symptom. No. So, if I would say, the best approach to public health in this case would be to remove the dissonant frequencies. And either we're going to make the choice to do that, or the Great Mother's going to make it for us. Sure she is. Don't you doubt that. Just saying, there's lots of solutions, lots and lots and limitless possibilities to the, how do you say, the choice to continue living like a caveman. I don't know. And that's even like an insult to caveman, I think, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's like devolution beyond what would be called caveman. Yeah, I believe it is. So, because even a caveman wasn't fracking and drilling and mining and blowing things up and pouring concrete everywhere. Yeah, the frequencies back then were more pure. So anyway, just as a summary, if you want to address the issues of the public health and thereby the human potential, because if you have health, then you're going to have more productivity, more, I don't know what you call it, like you're going to live up to your higher potential. You're going to tap in a lot better if you're healthy. And so in this regard, I offer what in the business we call intellectual property, um, to provide some solutions to that. And I do have a functioning prototype. It was stolen from me, but I mean the prototype was stolen. Anyhow, I'll do it again. I'm sure I will. I'll do another. It'll be even like a more improved version of the first prototype, of course. So stay tuned for that. And in the meanwhile, remember the bees, and the medicine that they bring. And if the medicine's too painful and you have access to vinegar, if you don't have access to vinegar, pee on it. Yeah. I like the vinegar myself. Anyhow, that's about it for today. That's my huge long rant on the bees and a bunch of other things. I'll probably put this in a couple playlists. But the bees are so sacred. I love so much. And yeah, I just love it. So make sure you always give thanks for the bees and tell them, you know, thank you for all the beautiful medicine you bring. And thank you for being a Captain Obvious moment illustration of, you know, anti-gravity vehicles. Oh my gosh. All right, family. Have a beautiful day. Until then, I'll see you in the dream world. Ciao for now.